back-to-back work about an apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? Y'all tuned into Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad up here in effect with me today. I got a great audience. I appreciate y'all coming out because it's cold.
Yo, thank you.
Y'all can be somewhere. Family, so I appreciate y'all coming out. I gotta shout out my wife. I can't start this. 1.8 million views from a dance battle. You know.
How did you feel today?
That I won.
I felt horrible. Man. I'm like, y'all did a split. I got fibromyalgia, man.
So you were shamed 1 point.
If you think she won, I think the split deaded it, but neither here nor there.
Those comments.
Nah. The comments say she won.
Yeah, I know. I got you. We got my man DJ Iron. What's going on, man?
I'm great. Thank you again for the invite. I'm excited by everybody on the panel. The energy in the room is great, and we're about to talk great hip hop. Let's go.
All right. Got my brother JR. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody?
All right. Yeah. I got the younger soul brother, Grap Lover.
Peace, everybody. How y'all doing?
Woo! Rap's here. Rap is in the building. Rap.
Let me tell y'all a quick story about Grap. This is one of my favorite MCs right here. When I first linked up with him, I was like, yo, when is the album coming? When is this? I love this dude. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met. And it's so dope to just have somebody who I won't grow up because this is in the 90s, but that I love in the hip hop culture and idolize it, and him being able to be here with me today is just dope.
Can I add on to that?
Please do.
Skip the music. Grap. I like Grap's presence when I'm in certain places. When I go places and Grap is there, I instantly feel a good energy. I feel a good and Grap, you give off a great energy, brother. So screw the music, screw everything else, man. You're just a good human being out here.
I got my brother Jace. What's going on, good brother?
I'm old, man.
Yeah. Y'all know me. Let's get right to it. We are talking today about the dopest B-sides, remixes, and exclusives in hip hop. So we're gonna have a good conversation. Absolutely. Let's get right into it. Iron, let's start with you. What is one of your dope? We're gonna go through one. Give me one of your dopest remixes, dopest B-sides, and dopest exclusives. We're defining exclusive as something that just appeared. You know what I mean? Maybe it didn't ever have a real release, and you just came across it. That's how we're looking at exclusives. And one more thing. We cannot include Pete's Shut 'Em Down. It's the remix of all remixes.
That's
it's the
fine.
best ever.
Okay,
We all would just...
that.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it. A family reunion's a mess, yo. Thanksgiving is hard when you don't say anything.
Talking about Shut 'Em Down. So which one of your...
B-sides, I want to start at the very beginning for me in terms of B-sides, in terms of, I think, great for the culture. I want to use Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh Lottie Dottie. The show was the song, the B-side was Lottie Dottie. And it still today is just as strong as it was when it came out. It was interesting. It was nothing we'd seen like it. We'd never heard a voice in confidence and cockiness and zaniness as a Slick Rick at the time. So it was refreshing. In terms of remixes, it's so many of them. And for all different reasons, because in my life, I've been multiple people. You know, who I was at 17 is not who I was at 27. Who I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So, but as a remix, and I know I'm jumping in his space because he knows all the R&B stuff. I want to put an R&B one up there. My favorite is still my favorite remix. This trumps hip hop, everything. Mine is still Jane Childs, Don't Want to Fall in Love.
The Teddy Riley
remix. It is in my book, it is the greatest remix ever done. And I think that started the idea of taking a remix and maybe bending the genre with it.
Better than his Baby Doll remix? The Tony.
Brother.
You got stuff going backwards in your
Man, that Jane Child remix, brother. You can play that now. I can miss buses to that. I can forget to tip waiters to that. Like all time. I mean, it puts me in a space where I'm like, yo, this is really, because when you hear the original, it's such a far removal from what it was. And for lack of a better word, Teddy did Teddy. Yeah, Teddy did Teddy. And I honestly think I think it's the best New Jack Swing record. I know there are other more important ones, but I think it's the best New Jack Swing record. So I want to use that. And a rarity, I want to say it before you get a chance to, it's going to have to be probably Specialized by your brother, CL. Because it never really officially came out. It might have came out in Japan on a thing, and I got it on a white label. But I liked it. When I found it, I was like, yo, this is not coming out. They said the group's over. So this is the last piece we'll get of their synergy. So there's a rarity. I definitely want to put Specialized in there. We specialize.
What you got, JR?
Alright, for hip hop, I'm gonna say the Scenario remix as my top remixes.
Kidhood.
Oh, you had that one? Okay. And a B-side, I got a lot of R&B though, but one of my hip hop is Jazz, but Bugging Out was the B-side. We all know Fife killed that. And my unreleased joint gotta be Mary J. and D'Angelo with Paradise.
I've never even heard that.
That joint was supposed to be on the Share My World album. Yeah, it was supposed to be on the Share My World. Yes.
Yeah, I never knew about that.
Yes, that joint is a banger.
Alright, for the first joint I got for remixes, I'm gonna go with the Lots of Love and remix, P Rock and CL Smooth. For the simple fact. You know what? I'll take that back. I'm gonna
Grab like, okay.
like anybody P Rock should not be mentioned. Leave it for grab because we don't have a story behind it. I'm gonna go with the Far Side's She Said remix, Jay Zilla, because he did some work for that She Said joint. Just one of the dopest Dilla remixes ever. For a B-side, I'm gonna go with, this was on EPMD's crossover 12-inch, Brothers from Brentwood, Long Island, which was crazy. I remember being at Morgan for freshman orientation, and somebody was playing that Brothers from Brooklyn, and I was just like, yo, what the hell is that? Because it wasn't on the album, and they just killed that with the Blind Alley sample. And the exclusive joint I'm gonna go with, a lot of people may not have heard this, Milky by Hurricane G, who was Eric Sermon's baby mom's. It was over that same beat that made that album of Crossover. You hear nothing but the music. And I don't even know if, I think I heard it on Stretch and Bobbito. Like even my copy of it has the static from the radio in it. I don't even know if they ever pressed that up. But that's one of the exclusive joints I got. What's up with you, Greg?
Alright, so with the remixes, of course I had Lots of Lovin' remix. It's one of my top 3.
Now tell me why, because I'm sure you got a story behind it.
No, well, it's just so sick, man. I remember when he came back out the studio with it, and he had a black Honda Accord, and he had this bass enhancer in the car where you pull out this button and you turn it, and it makes the bass wobble. So he sat me and said, yo, I want you to get a remix. So he sat in the car and puts it in. And he's playing it, and like, you know how it starts, there's no bass.
Right, it's just
so he already pulled the joint and turned it, so I'm sitting there like, okay, that joint's there, boom, like, yo! And then he did the same thing with Q-Tip when he played Q-Tip, the Mecca and the Soul Brother remix at the Don't Curse video. He did the same exact thing. He hit the little bit. I saw him.
He hit the button.
I just started snickering and shit. And then he played that shit, and Tip almost broke his neck, man. Like, it was crazy. So
There's one thing about Lots of Love, now I love him. Here's the thing, I didn't really like the first one. I thought it was cool. I thought it was alright, but when I heard that remix, I was just like, yo.
And I think that was the intention with the remixes, like, we not these soft.
Right.
We can come with some rawness.
Yeah.
So. All right, so with my B-side, the first one I have is Credit Is Due by Gangstar.
Whoa.
That beat is just so sick. You know? That was like a slight game changer for me, you know what I mean? And then with my exclusives now, my exclusives are kind of really, really exclusive. Like
Because they basement exclusive.
Yeah,
They-
but-
you
Oh,
said
come on,
basement.
Grab, you can't do that.
That's cheap.
Grab for name records we've never
Right.
heard.
It's gonna be like that
So-
Buster Q-Tip Extra P joint that never came out.
No. Actually, it is the
See?
It's the basement demo version of Looking at the Front Door.
What?
Paul came to the basement.
First of all, him Paul.
Yeah, he came to the basement in Mount Vernon and actually laid his first version of Looking at the Front Door in the basement. And Pete did the scratching.
Is it the same loop or something totally
No,
different?
it's the same loop. It was the same loop, and it was like you could hear everything a lot better than when he brought it into the big studio, kind of muffled everything down. But it was like such a raw and dope demo. I'm still looking for that.
Because
cassette.
Grab, you're going to be that piece of jerk person that's going to talk about stuff. I'm saving something with you in mind. I hate you for that.
Nah,
That's incredible. No, don't apologize. It's like the sun saying, "I'm sorry you're born."
Yeah, but that's like, that's like, Pete did the scratches on that joint. Though. He did the scratches.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's
I did everything. I think. So.
Jason,
First,
I don't know how you come after.
wrong seat tonight, right?
Yeah.
My exclusive, which came out later on, what was the name of the album? It was the Boss Tapes, was Drunk by Myself.
Okay.
I remember hearing that years before it came out on a mixtape, and I don't recall whose mixtape it was, but I just felt it. Remix, the One More Chance remix, the one they shot a video for. I remember the album cut, but the
The
remix,
hip hop one or the one with the video? With Fame? Okay.
video. I like the hip hop mix too,
Right.
but the video for me, it got me because I remember watching the video after hearing it on the album. I was like, oh.
It was like a who's who where everybody in the industry was in that
I
video.
know Donaldson love
And
that.
then, and then my 12-inch is a Lady remix, D'Angelo with AZ.
There you go.
Ooh, that's the ugly face.
Cream
That's
track.
the ugly face.
Cream
Oh,
and then
man.
AZ killed it too. AZ just killed it.
Oh, somebody robbed you with that plane. You like you had to. That record's so hard. That's amazing.
Yeah. What you got up next, Alvin?
Because Grap decided to obliterate everybody.
No.
I do want to pick an exclusive
Okay.
with Grap in mind,
Okay.
and I spoke to Grap about it last time I had a chance to speak with him briefly at an event. Probably no one heard it. Well, I'm not gonna say no one because I had a chance to hear it, and it's that record Robbo did. It's the same loop. It shut him down, but it's not
Peggy.
filtered.
I have it on my phone.
You said you got it? Wait, what? You got it on your phone?
I think me and you and your brother and Robbo might be the only people on the hemisphere that one day.
Mhm. Peggy. That was before Shut 'Em Down remix.
That was before the shutdown remix?
Yeah.
It is
That
disgusting.
was the
Word.
first.
Disgusting.
The first time he used the Isaac Brothers joint, and then he went back and tweaked it and made the Shut 'Em Down.
Should I change seats so that
No.
No.
Stay right there, please.
That's
And I'm not menstruating either.
That's the haymaker I had. That's the great big haymaker.
That's on his phone, so we can listen to it later.
Yeah, Peggy.
Yeah, play that.
I got you.
Dog, you it's like you got it's like you having the Bible saying Jesus Christ's signature on it, man. Guess who loves you? That's crazy. That's crazy. Guess who loves you? The end. JC, love you. Underneath a little heart. A little heart at the end. That's crazy.
I got you.
B-side records, because you did obliterate again with the Gangstar one. I want to use another one as a time capsule piece. Another one I'd like to use is, and I'm going to do two of them at the same time, the same artist, so I don't want to jumble up. It's definitely Rebel Without a Pause and Bring the Noise. Both of them B-sides for Public Enemy, but I think are the
Rebel
big...
was with You're Gonna Get Yours, correct? That was
Rebel was You're Gonna Get Yours, and Bring the Noise is on the B-side of Black Flames, who no one remembers. Some R&B guys, Less Than Zero soundtrack. So those two, because
It has some nice waves, yeah.
One of them had the Ralph Tresman later. The Farrakhan's. For my Farrakhan's going sideways. But what was so powerful about those two records is that I think those are the records that were the catalysts of Public Enemy understanding exactly what their sound was going to be.
Yes.
While they were fidgeting with it, with Yo Bum the Rush the Show, when they got to Nations, they had defined what that sound is. And those two songs helped them define what the sound was. And they're just important B-sides. And bottom line, hip-hop's survival all the way up until the MP3 was the B-side. The survival of hip-hop as a culture and the pushing of the envelope of hip-hop has always been a B-side record.
Yeah. The crazy thing about that PE record is what we talked about a little bit more with the Black Room and the Biggie with the growth. Because that you can see the growth between the PE from You're Gonna Get Yours and Rebel Without a Pause. Because I remember going out to buy Yo Bum Rush the Show, thinking Rebel was on there, and it wasn't.
I'm only thing that refutes that is that when you find out the space between it.
Right.
So you find out Yo Bum the Rush the Show was probably created a year and a half before its release.
Right.
And then you're sitting there like, well, of course we can't compete.
Right.
My album's a year and a half old. So then you go and record Rebel, but you have grown another year and a half as a person, as producers, as orchestrators, and then you move forward. So that's dope.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Remix, I got I Shot Your remix with Prodigy, LL, and all of them.
And the debut of Foxy Brown.
Yeah. Yo, you know, I'll never forget, we were at EAA up at Strictly Hip Hop at Morgan, and we played I Shot You in like the studio before we went on air. I thought it was Shaheem. I didn't even know Foxy was a girl.
Really?
We thought it was a dude. We thought it was Shaheem at first.
I got a story to blow your head off. So, daggone, I Shot You comes out, and the girl's rapping, and when I'm hearing it, I'm stuck. Not simply because it was good, but I knew the voice. So I had to call my man. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to see if I still have anything. Yeah, I'm still doing it. I called my man China, and then China's brother is Don Pooh, who's her manager. I'm like, yo, is that the girl you were playing for? He's like, yeah. I didn't have to go further. I was like, yo, did I just? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's the girl you were playing for me in the car. Like, yeah. She's about to be it. So I had it was a big moment. Of course, I enjoyed the record.
Right.
Everybody was great on there. Prodigy did great Prodigy. My friends still cracking, wear fat diamond chains like unapologetically, Queens bridging it. You know, LL did LL, Foxy, everybody had a great. Keith was in his space then, so Keith was in his space. So everybody did a great job on it. But what I liked about it, and we talked about it last time, was I liked that I use as an example when people try to diss the track masters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yo, they make, if asked to make a real rap record, they can do it. But commerce demanded they make something else.
Right. No, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I'm sorry, I got it.
Oh no, it's all good.
I like watching niggas.
Yeah.
You talked about that last time.
Well, that's what I was saying. One of my beliefs is that people don't like it was written, I think, because it was produced by the track masters. I think if you take those same tracks and put produced by Premier, produced by Pete Rock, they would be like, it's just right up there. Yo, I thought Shootouts was RZA. I thought that Watch Them Niggas could have been Pete. I thought it could have been Large Bro. You know, so when I finally get it, I'm like, wow, the track masters did all this? I had to give them a lot of respect for that. Oh, sorry, we keep
Oh no, it's all good. I got a Mary B-side. You Bring Me Joy B-side is I Love You. So I Love You is definitely the better song. And my unreleased is another Mary one. If you be right there, she used Alicia Myers. I Want to Thank You. And that was it was like the My Life era, but you know, they just had it out there, but they ain't really released.
Now your B-side for You Bring Me Joy, I Love You. I have that, but I have the remix with Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
Because that was crazy. The remix is a joint with the Isaac Hayes, Every Day, All Day, This Is How We Do, Smith and Mary Don't Play, that joint. So I had that remix as one of my R&B remixes, because that was crazy. For my next joint, I'm going to go with the Large Professor, It Ain't Hard to Tell remix. when he freaked the Nas, is it the King of Disco, and he freaked the Biz joint from Recognized as the King of Disco into cutting the record off, making it sound like it was King of Disco.
And in my humble opinion, I think is one of the best uses of the Whatnot drums.
Yeah.
In the use of that drum history.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think anybody used those drums. Well, there's a Pete record I think we used the drum just as good. But no, don't worry, Brad. I think it's an even battle between It Ain't Hard to Tell remix and Pete Rock's Get on the Mic remix. Are the best, I think, so rap doesn't throw anything at me. Think twice. Think twice. I think of the best Pete's uses, not just Pete, but best uses of the Whatnot drums. Right. My opinion.
And off that Think Twice, I gotta say, I really, truly, humbly believe I your album was a 5-mic classic. Wow.
Yeah, because I you know what, because you're here, I didn't want to, and I just didn't want to automatically put you guys' album as one of the greatest unreleased things.
It is.
Ever. But it is.
And not even if it wasn't, if it was released, it's still 5 mics. I still listen to that to this day.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you, Grab. I think your album is one of the greatest unreleased hip hop things ever. Wow. And I think the world will tell you that. I think the world, if given an opportunity, the world will tell you that. There's a bunch of people completely familiar with an album that never surfaced a day in their life. Can close your eyes and give you the track listing, and was never released.
I never knew how.
And still pay almost $300 for a bootleg that Japan put out, myself included.
And the crazy thing, my man Little Mike, when we were at Strictly Hip Hop, he would come. I don't know who he knew in Vernon, but he would come back with tracks and Center of Attention and all them joints. So we would just play them joints constantly.
Your brother made it difficult to breathe out here, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that stuff was really just good. And even though with the pictures from the album, you get a glimpse of how he's doing it, but you still wonder, like, what exactly is he doing? And then when you find out his contemporaries were lost too. So I remember seeing Questlove talking about, like, he was baffled. He's like, yo, that can't be one pass. That you can't fit all that in that machine. There's no way you could fit all that in this. Like, it breaks down. There's 3 different drums here. It's a lot. So, brother, I mean, you know. I ain't got to tell you about your own family, but it was a moment. It was a huge moment.
Yes, the next B-side I'm gonna go with is off LL's Going Back to Cali 12-inch Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
For the simple fact that Going Back to Cali to me was whack. When that thing came out, I was like, I don't even know what the hell he doing right now. I didn't know what was going on with this Going Back to Cali, with the video, but Jack the Ripper is maybe one of the hardest diss songs coming at Mo D. And it's just night and day of Going Back to Cali. And that's what I always loved about LL, is that he could, even when you think he don't have it no more, he's always able to come up and show you that he still
wants it.
Yeah.
He still wants it. And also, that's another example of that space time. Mm-hmm. So by Bigger and Deffer at that time, in the process of Bigger and Deffer is happening and winning, more sample-based stuff is winning.
Right.
And he needed something to compete with that. Because at that time, hip-hop could literally change what it is within 6 months.
Right.
So what was dope January did not even apply by June sonically, because hip hop was moving so fast, and moving in production-wise, moving so fast. So that's a big record.
Just the way you set that off with that Milky and I'm Back, you know what I mean, it was crazy. And on my exclusive, since we're talking about Pete, Stay Away, man. The Pete Rock joint with Robbo and Pos from a Daylight joint, when he sampled the Michael Jackson sound. Oh, you got a story?
No.
Okay. We'll leave it at interesting then.
Yeah.
What's good with you, brother? What you got next?
Okay, so with my remixes, I was gonna go with the Scenario remix by Tribe Called Quest with LONS and Kid Hood. I'll go with that one for right now. I got another one. Scenario remix, you know how that goes. That's that classic Kid Hood. Such a loss, and we didn't get to really hear him.
And can I say what I loved about that was that I always felt like Tip was like this magnet to talent. You know what I mean? Because to put somebody like Kid Hood on a Tribe song just doesn't make sense. Because Kid Hood was hood.
Hood.
You know what I mean? And you know Tribe and L.O.N.S., they're more, you know, peaceful, but to have him set that off, and what was he saying? Wow, like, oh God, my brain,
Wow,
but Larry Davis. I'm like, yo, this dude was talking about Larry Davis, you know, and then the whole I'm a bad man, and allowing him to set it off, you know, was incredible.
Have you guys ever heard the story about Hood? Tip met him, he was just a homeless guy out in front of the studio. And he never even got a chance to hear himself on that record because he was killed before it actually got released.
Wow.
So he made, you know, and divinely, his biggest moment, he didn't get a chance to, but he lived the moment. But he didn't get to experience it physically, like, that's my song.
Right. Wow.
But he was a homeless guy that he met.
God bless his soul, man. But that was my remix. My B-side, I'm gonna get this one out the way. Every Day by Mary J. Blige.
That was off the show soundtrack, right? Every Day it Rains.
That's a dancing song.
Another Lou Donaldson check.
Yeah, exactly. That's a dancing song. Yeah, so just that groove and the Lou Donaldson drums and how she hits it. You know what I mean? Hits that hook and rides that rhythm, man. So dope. So that was one of my B-sides. Another exclusive. There's a record that Hev did called Heavy D Every Day that Pete produced.
Like what era?
Is that in your phone too?
No, it's not. I wish it was, bro. I wish it was.
Yo, that sounds crazy.
That was around.
Is that Big Time?
Yes.
That's about Big Time.
Around Blue Funk, a little bit in that
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Crystal Johnson sang on it. And I remember it was like and he rhymed on it, and then Pete did the beat. I think he used like some Quincy Jones or something like that. But it was dope. But that's my exclusive though. Every D, Every Day. I'm still trying to get Pete to come up off of it. I don't think he even knows where it is, but I'm hoping he has it though. That's my exclusive. So those are my three.
What you got, good brother?
Exclusive was on the Clear Lake
Auto Chic
Female
MC.
Yeah, shocking female MC.
Oh my gosh, fire. My remix is the Jodeci Freakin' You remix.
Wow, with Ghost and Ray.
Ghost and Ray on it.
Yes.
I could do just about anything to that song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get too animated, okay? But dope.
That's good to know.
We dancing or fucking? What are we doing? We can do both. I'll tell you what, let's do both. Right? It makes sense.
The last one is, so this one's hard for me because the A side is just as dope as the B side in my opinion. The World Is Yours, the Tip remix. The B side is just as dope as the original.
Drums.
Yeah.
Drums, gunshot.
And then the video just made it too. The video just took it to a whole nother level too.
Drums, gunshot.
For a B-side record, again, I think B-side, again, I'm gonna keep saying that, is the culture pusher for hip hop. This B-side ended up having to be, because it was so big, they ended up having to put it on their next release. And mine is DeWick. Take It Personal was the single, DeWick was the B-side, and it was so big they ended up putting it on an album.
And doing a video for it.
And all, it was just a big record. So DeWick just
Maybe
stands out to
his
me.
famous lines with
Lemonade, the Lemonade line. And also, it may be nice and Smooth's best vocal performance of their career, even with their albums.
Right.
Even with Hip Hop Junkies being big for them, I think performance-wise, for us to be liking them, like sitting there like, you like Smooth B is cool, and we hear it like, no, Smooth B is nice. Like there's something extra there.
I told you
I
that time
wouldn't weigh it against their album performance.
What do you say now?
I wouldn't weigh that one performance against their album. Like they're saying that's better. There's some nice and Smooth records like
Down the Line and stuff like that.
The first album.
The first album, Early to
Starfish.
Rise.
Yeah.
Early to
Starfish and
Rise.
Coffee is disgusting.
the one where they use that joint.
Matter of fact,
Funky for You is
boom,
Stop.
boom.
He's talking about No Delaying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a B-side.
Open in his face. No delaying.
No Delaying is actually a B-side. Well done.
Mercy,
What was the other one?
No, I know what you're saying. I
don't know,
think that song kind of pushed.
It kinda get
it got more
parallel,
people
though.
to me in the Nice and Smooth.
I gave you a B-side. I gave you, what else did I gave you? What else?
Gave me a
Oh, it's a
remix.
remix.
I got a remix.
Did you do a remix?
I didn't do a remix this time. Let me do a remix.
Oh, it's an exclusive.
Okay, for the remix, guys, this time around for the remix, I want to use, gosh, I hate using the same 11, 12 people all the time for remixes and stuff, but I'm gonna go with Large Professor because I really like the Stress remix.
Oh my God!
It is one of my, it might be one of my favorite Large Professor remixes, the Stress remix.
I would have to say that because I hated the original. I thought the original Stress was whack.
It was Stress.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like the video, the mountain snow. I did not like that song at all. Yeah, and then my man. And then when my man played me the large pro joint, and it comes in with the tap repeat, it's the verbal.
Yeah, he killed that.
Yeah, and then he killed his verse too.
Can we qualify exclusive for a second? I want to make sure I give a good answer. What would be an exclusive?
Again, I was just saying stuff that just appeared. You know, maybe it wasn't necessarily on anything. Stuff you may have heard once on Stretch and Bob you never heard. Or Pete Marley, Future Flav joint you never heard.
Then my exclusive for this round is the original version of Who Shot Ya with Keith Murray on it. With Big and Keith Murray on it.
I still have not heard that.
Yeah, I only heard him run.
Yeah, Keith Murray was on the original. He was on
like
that little interview on My Life.
Yeah.
When Keith was rhyming, during that interview, there's a whole verse.
They cut it off.
Yeah.
But hold on, but it's hip hop, and since you're such a purist, he did end up using that verse again. That's the verse he uses on You Better Tell Him.
Okay.
Catch this bubonic plague in your
Arms
and legs.
When I come through, grab your cranium for ultimatum.
That's the verse.
Yeah.
That's the verse. That never really officially came out.
Yeah, I heard his flow, but I haven't heard it yet.
I was excited when I heard it. I just thought it was great. I think I covered everything. Am I missing anything?
Nah, you good, bro.
Okay.
What about you, Joe?
Alright, I'm gonna say the Anything Remix SWV. I'm gonna say that one, yeah, with Woo. Yeah, I'm gonna say that one.
Classic right there.
Alright.
Get your 40 on.
And all my B-sides are R&B right now, so Hey Love by Stevie Wonder was a B-side.
Oh, wow.
But they turned it to an A-side.
Wow.
It was the B-side of Traveling Man.
Wow.
And then they put it, and it got so big a DJ played it, and it, Motown was like, we need to make this an A-side, so they made it.
See, bro, that's that Martian stuff he was talking about.
Yeah,
who goes back to Stevie Wonder, bro?
I
Like, who goes back to 1960?
I just want to make sure you've ordered my NASA hoodie.
I know you an alien.
We talked about that last time. We about another month in. You did order a 4X NASA hoodie. All right, thank you.
You went back to 1965?
Yeah, that's actually 67.
Oh, wow.
And he knows the years.
I'm sorry!
And he's 30 years old.
And an unreleased joint, I'm gonna say a joint by Janet that Rich Harrison did, and it's Put It On You. And that beat is crazy. Like,
He's one of the rich.
yes, it's a rich, and like you would know as soon as you turn it on, you would know. So I'm mad it didn't fit her album though, but
What album would it have been?
It would have been the 20YO joint.
All right, for my next remix, I'm gonna go with some Philly gadget. You should appreciate this. The Steady B, Boogie Down Productions remix for Serious.
So
which was
serious.
stupid. That thing is just dumb. The video was crazy. The whole what was it? Break it down like this. Doom, 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 with the little cartoons and everything. It was crazy. Yeah. Back when Tap Money was with Steady B before he got with Kwame.
I like to hear the story of how KRS even got onto that record.
You know what? I'm assuming it's just same label. They were both on
Jive Records.
They were both on Jive. And KRS produced The Undertaker off of Let the Hustlers Play was the album. And he also did The Undertaker, which was an underrated genre.
Steady B.
Yeah, Steady B. Yep, his third album. I'm gonna go with this joint. It was on Big Daddy Kane's 12-inch for I'll Take You There. The B-side was the Raffer Kane.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Might still be the fastest rap. That was at 123 beats per minute. It was a hip hop record, but still authentic hip hop sound at the speed of a house record.
Took a lot to dance to that.
Yeah.
Dance. Dance.
It took a lot to listen to that record. And the next joint I'm gonna go with is a joint called Topless. It was a reference track, which is T.I. rapping for Dr. Dre. This was supposed to be on Detox. So it was supposed to be Dr. Dre and Nas. It's on a joint, it's called Topless. It's on YouTube, cats can go check it out. But because at first I'm thinking it's T.I. because it's T.I., but then he say anything like the Compton MC, you know, MPC, and I'm like, why is he talking about Compton and all this stuff? And then that's when I put two and two together. It was a reference track for Dre, and Nas killed it, and the beat is stupid. So yeah, Topless. We'll go with that.
So, my remix, of course, I had shut them down for the PR remix. But I'm gonna go with the B-side. My B-side I had is, I mentioned this one before in another podcast called Dedication by Dick McClendon. Very dope joint. It's just Ishmael.
That's off the Blowout Cone, right?
Yeah, I think
that album is so
Blowout
underrated.
Cone, but it was like a B-side that they didn't put on the album.
And it's called Dedicated?
Dedication.
Dedication.
Yeah. And it's just him rhyming over like some smooth rolls, like some drums. It's really smooth, really dope. And then my exclusive, I'm gonna go with Sleazy Gynecologist by Slick Rick. It's a joint that people
Sleazy?
What?
You did it when you did Gambler.
Yeah,
Same time as Gambler.
No, yeah, probably around that time. No, because it was later. It was later.
Word.
Sleazy Gynecologist.
I heard that record. It's funny as heck.
Slick
Sleazy
Rick.
Gynecologist. I have
Produced
it
by
on
Pete
12
Rock.
inch.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
I have it on 12 inch. It was a white label.
Okay.
I saw it in a record joint.
Gentrified labels and stuff.
Grabbed it. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Sleazy Gynecologist. Yeah, Gambling though. Gambling is another sick joint that didn't make the album that he has. Get a Job and something else on there. He did like 3 or 4. That was a nice little run right there.
And Gambling is Slick
He
Rick
did a
too?
remix for Chubb Rock that was crazy that it didn't get out there. For the song called The Big Man.
Okay.
Pete did a remix for Big Man?
Yes, yo, it was
Yo,
sick.
yo.
Sick.
So you gonna tell me Select chose a Clark Kent remix over a Pete Rock remix? No disrespect to Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Okay, disrespect to Clark Kent.
he did
What?
that. He did Gambling. He did Get a Job, and there was another joint by Rick that he did all at that same time. All at that time. That was like a nice little run. Tapes, constantly grabbing and listening to it.
I guess the next question is that in your phone?
No.
All right.
What is that? Big Man? No. I'm trying to get my hands on that. Seriously.
Yo, dog, we gotta take a trip.
Yeah.
It will include duct tape and a firearm, but it's gotta happen.
It's all good. It's all good. So did I do it? Yeah,
Yeah, you got it.
Yes.
What's good, Jace?
The A side again is just as dope as the B side. The Dead President's 12 inch. Jay-Z's Dead President's a part 2, and the B side I thought was dope.
Okay.
My exclusive is Redman and Keith Murray freestyle left on Doo-Wop's 95 live.
Remember that?
That was fire. And then for my remix, I got the You Don't Have to Worry, Mary J. Blige. Sorry, JR.
What break is that? So You Don't Have to Worry is...
The remix, that's the same break that Biz Markie used.
Right.
It's not Lou Donaldson?
You don't have to... Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's exactly.
No, that's James Brown. Vapors. It's the Vapors.
Oh, right,
You don't
right,
have to worry, it's
right,
Vapors.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry.
Papa don't
Oh,
take no
yeah,
mess.
right.
Papa don't take no mess.
All right.
What you got, good bro?
For remix, this remix is important to me because I liked it sonically. I thought it was a huge, great accomplishment sonically. I also liked that it literally saved this group. I don't think this group would be where it is if this remix didn't take it. Because without this remix, they wouldn't have gotten where they got. And by somebody I think is kind of underappreciated because he's top tier, but those other top tier people are just so like. It's the Fuji's Nappy Head remix. The Nappy Head remix was life altering.
Yes.
Because you're right, too. If it wasn't for that,
That
they
remix,
would
I may not know who they are,
That's
but that record did. So I want to use that as my remix. In terms of B-sides, again, again, hip hop is, again, the culture is pushed forward and the larger leaps are done with B-sides. So the B-side record I want to choose is another older one, and it's one of the most prolific hip hop records. It might not do it in terms of money wise, but when it's heard and when people hear the title of it, they all jump into place and know exactly what it is. Mine is going to be Top Billin'. Top Billin' is an incredibly powerful B-side because that wasn't the projected record.
Right.
But I don't know who took a hold of Top Billin', but Top Billin' came on and it resonated. And I remember when it came out when I first got to Howard University, and everybody was coming to me like, "Oh, you got records? You got Top Billin'?" I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. So I went to this record store in DC at the time. It was called 12-Inch Dance Records, and you can actually order it.
P Street.
Yeah, right on P. You can actually say, "You don't have this? Can you get me a copy?" And they'll get it. And when I got it, I was underwhelmed because I'm looking for super MC. I'm looking for Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, and this guy is, you know, yeah, like okay. But then I realized what it was. It's every record wasn't the ability of being a wordsmith. Some of it's like, can you get this pocket right? You know what I'm saying? Can you get the record to just feel right? So and as we know, that record has been sampled 1,000 times. That beat pattern has been used 1,000 times. So it was definitely a dynamo in pushing the hip hop agenda forward.
And not to cut you off,
Not at all.
but like spiritually, man, that record, whenever it came on in a party or somewhere, violence would take place, yo. It was crazy. Like every time
Top Billin's a fighting record.
Yo, fighting record, dog. Like every time they played it at a college party at my school, next thing
you know why? And you know why? Yo, this is the genius of the record. You know why? Because I gotta answer. Because it's massive brainwashing. What's it saying in the background? Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn. The whole record. It's brainwashing. It's slow. Yo!
That was a record at the Latin Quarters that cats, when Brooklyn cats heard that and Go Stetson, man, it was a rap.
That roll.
It was a rap, boy. You knew how to dance real good. You got the hell out of the way.
You guys saying that your Running Man was good enough? Well, I had it early, but it ended up showing up on a soundtrack. I'm gonna go with D'Angelo, She's Always in My Hair.
That was on the Scream 2 soundtrack.
Actually, it was on the Get on the Bus soundtrack.
No, sir. It was on Scream 2 soundtrack. Get on the Bus was Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind, which was the Eddie Kendricks remix. Yeah. Yep.
This is a Google moment. Somebody get a phone out. Get a phone out. This is Google. Y'all can love all y'all want. This is getting mad. She's Always in My Hair. I want to believe was on the Get on the Bus soundtrack.
That was Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind. Let's see real quick. 22nd time out for this. Keep going. We keep going.
No.
He said no. You not. All right, D'Angelo.
You need to change your mind when you get on the bus.
Yeah. It's all good, brother. That's what we here to do. Educate, man. That was one of my joints for soundtracks. Girl, You Need to Change Your Mind. Yeah.
Come on.
Well, God dang it. I gotta come up with
I heard a story about him that he was performing with One Love.
Yes,
he
was.
Eddie Kendrick.
One Love.
Wow.
Jesus.
Singing like
Can I? Well, that's not an exclusive. I'll save that for B side. I'll lose that and keep going.
What you got, JR?
All right, my last one. Everybody said mine. I guess the Flavor in Your Ear remix. My B-side, keeping it R&B here. Ain't No Way. Aretha Franklin was a B-side.
Word?
Yes, it was a B-side to Since You've Been Gone. That was. I mean, that song did good too, but you know, once the DJ played Ain't No Way, it was rap. So they made that they made.
You talking 45s?
Yeah.
You're an alien, bro. You're an alien. B-side 45s, pre-70s?
Yes. And you're what, 30?
You're 30 years old.
Your nickname is Pops.
No, you pulled out a
the
B-side
mental, yeah.
from a 45.
Young Pops.
Show me your ID that says Area 51. I know it's all jokes and everything, but that's I think again, like I said last time, that's a testimony to how your parents finding and having you around that type of music for such a long time. So I might be making jokes, but really it's more like a little more of a jealousy thing more than it's jokes. No, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful.
Unreleased, I ain't got it more, but the unreleased, I'm out.
I'm just putting Grab's phone down.
Right,
Grab's phone.
I'll give you one real quick. Das is Hard Like a Criminal.
That wasn't on the album.
That wasn't on anything. It wasn't on a B-side. It didn't appear on the album. It just appeared one day. And Hard Like a Criminal was hard as hell. That was hard.
Well, since I don't have it, can I give an extra remix?
Yeah.
The remix, and we spoke on this last time, and I hope you went and had a chance to go listen to it. One of the greatest hip-hop remixes in my book is Premier's remix of Arrested Development.
Ease my mind.
No, Ease My Mind.
Ease my mind. That's a Majmal.
Disgusting.
That's a Majmal.
That's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Gary Burton and the Majmal.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Disgusting.
But it's like he just knows how to find that perfect number, bar, loop, whatever, and it's like
I gotta listen to that. Ease My Mind.
Ease my mind. And I encourage you, if you can find the instrumental, because I don't want you to have to sit through speech. And I'm not trying to diss
I think you are.
No, it's not. How do I get you to appreciate this one room without having you walk through the whole house? So if my favorite part of the house that I want you to see is the den, and I don't want you to, and I don't want you to get distracted by the kitchen and the living room. I bring you to the den from the back door.
Okay.
Back door sounds gay. I bring you through the other door.
Pause.
Alright, y'all. My next remix, a lot of people don't know about this one. Third Base, Product of My Environment.
Are you crazy? Can I say one comment about it? First of all, that's an amazing call. That record is important to me, not because of the remix that Marley Marl did, He Murdered. That was the beginning of me being a better scratcher. I was a good DJ scratcher, but that was the first time I ever heard transforming with triples, meaning transforming used to be word, drag, drag, word. So it's grab, grab, grab. That first, when that came out, it was 3. So it was grab, grab. So that record
off with that. Daddy Rich.
Daddy Rich scratching LL Cool J. So when that came out, I was like, yo, I got to step my transforming up. Because I was going grab, and then change the grab, grab. That record is important to me. And not even on remix, on some DJ shit. That Daddy Rich, he made me like, yo, get your shit right.
That was the next joint I got, enough respect to one of my favorite MCs who I think doesn't get credit for being so dope, Heavy D, is the 12-inch off the Don't Curse, You Can't See What I Can See, which was stupid. You know, and that's what I loved about your cousin, was that he was almost similar to an LL. But like I said, I feel like LL gets, I guess maybe for the battle, but for whatever reason, L gets looked at more as a lyricist than Hev does. But I feel like they did the same thing. They made songs for everybody.
Me personally, I believe that was his direct competition. Like Hev was LL's direct competition.
Right.
In terms of being able to
galvanize women, get radio, and still have street people still appreciate your records without alienating anyone.
Exactly.
So the same cassette or same CD has pleased your aunt, pleased your ex-girlfriend, and your home recording. All of them are pleased with the same CD.
Right, because
that's it. No, that's it.
You can't see what I can see. It's hard as hell. Like, and he's spitting on that. But like, for some reason, people just never think of Heavy D as being a lyricist. That's why I love the Blue Funk album so much, because I kind of felt like it was like him saying, I'm gonna get Biggie, I'm gonna get Primo, I'm gonna get Pete, I'm gonna get everybody to show y'all.
Then here's the truth, then they slept. If they did not hear he was a great MC on Big Time, then they weren't listening. You were just letting videos, you're letting videos and radio dictate who Heavy D was to you. If you had Big Time, you hear the real records. Well, let it flow. Your brother did that.
And that
killing it.
The thing with Blue Funk. All right, let me be wise in picking the word. Hev was not very pleased with Corey Penn when Corey Penn had said, the only male hardcore cruising through my city.
Ooh.
I did not know that.
Ooh, grab.
So
and just for y'all listening who may not know, Corey Penn is CL
Go
Smooth.
back and listen to Here Comes the Hester. Go back and listen to that record. First verse. Go back and listen.
Hester.
Right at the end of the verse, he
Ooh, and the chorus goes with it, and I know it makes you sick.
Yeah. Go back and listen to that.
Oh, that's the slow night.
That was like
that's the slow night.
Yeah, that was some
Stick it in. That's the slow night.
Big brother, little brother, internal.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, bro. If you're not gonna get that information nowhere else. You would have never gotten it.
I'm not gonna say
Never
it
got
again
it.
either. What up, CL?
You would have gotten that nowhere else.
Yeah, so that was my, you can't see what I can see, because I hate when people don't give Hev the props I think he deserves. And my exclusive, I don't even know if this is the name of it, it's what we named it in Strictly Hip Hop, called Practice Session. And it was just Q-Tip rhyming over a Dilla beat. And it's like, dun dun, I can't even.
Is that the one that showed up on the show soundtrack?
No, this never showed up anywhere. No, that's like off of Funk Flex.
That's the Funk Flex joint.
Yeah.
That's
But I may have it in my
sample.
phone. I think I have a Practice Session in my phone. And if not, email me, I'll send it to y'all.
That's
But
dope.
it's crazy. It's Tip. This is after Beats, Rhymes, and Life, before Amplified. So we all thought that this was the tip we were getting with Amplified, because he kills it, Dilla's on the beat. It was, I think this is at the time he was going by the Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
That's
Like
when he was
had
making
that
Moneymaker.
moniker.
That's when he was making
Right, he was
Moneymaker
going by
and
the
Mr.
Lone Ranger.
Incognito.
Right,
And all
but
that.
he killed it.
I have the 12-inch.
Those Fable
Of
songs.
what?
That song.
Of this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it called Practice Session, or is there?
It goes by a different name, but it has Lone Ranger on there.
Okay.
But it's not called Practice.
Okay. Yeah, and then the beat is crazy. It's a Dilla beat, so that's it. What you got, Greg?
For my B-side, I have B-side Wins Again. The 12-inch
Again.
version, though. I covered in, not the album version.
Right.
The
12-inch
12-inch
version.
It was
Sound
Way
dirty
dirty about this off of
everything.
cassette.
Ooh, it was way
Dirty off
raw.
of cassette.
Way dirtier. Chuck was just going in real. It was he just sounded way raw, and the beat was like way more raw. For my remix, I peeked on Kill's list and grabbed "Get Down" remix by Craig Mack, the Q-Tip remix. That was pretty dope. He did
The drums in the beginning.
He did his thing on that, and for my exclusives, I have the D-Dot demo tapes, all of D-Dot's basement recordings.
So let me ask you this: are there other songs other than that one, the D-Dot album that was kind of released later on?
Yeah, he did some demo. He got like a lot of demos that he did. Like I have to find the cassette. I had a whole cassette of demos that he did
You want to leave your phone
in the basement. I have some of his joints on the phone.
Here's the crazy part, because I can't remember offhand. The joint that did come out was Bla Uno on that.
Yes.
La Uno's on the release.
Because to me, Bla Uno, the dopest version of Bla Uno was this joint he did live at this
Oh,
joint called
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
I was there.
On
He was
Electra.
there.
Yeah, I was there.
Because
I
that's
was on
what
stage.
Com uses on Hungry, with the
That
hungry
was one of
hip hop
like-
junkie in the city off of One Day All
That was his intro music.
Right,
That's the intro
right.
music.
That's what he came out to. Was the block right before Block Uno. Yeah, that was crazy.
I was at that show. That was
That ill style. It was Das.
Yeah,
It was like an
Das.
East-West show. It was an
Adolf
East-West record.
Assassin, and what's name closed the show, and he was
Old
wild.
Dirty was
oh
wild.
man, he had the best performance I've ever seen. He was just wild. It was dumb funny, but he ended up performing. Like I almost thought he wasn't gonna perform because of how wild he was acting. I was like, he can't perform like this. He killed the show. Like, I mean, what's my man? What's the big dude name? That was Buddha. Yeah. So the D-Dot demos. That's my little thing. But I want to go back and speak on "You Can't See What I Can See." That song is very special to me because that was the first time I went to California. I went with Head to performed that song on our Arsenio Hall show.
Oh,
And
okay.
I danced with Hev, and that was like, it's on YouTube right now too. And that was like my first time in Cali, first time flying first class, first time with a lot of different things. A lot of firsts happened at that joint. So, but it was really fun, man. It was really fun, and I just remember just being amazed at being on that stage and then like being in it and dancing. I'm like, wow, I'm here. Like I'm here. I'm having some fun. So I just had fun with it, and it was funny because during the show, on the hooks, Hev would walk back towards the drums, where the drum and the DJ was. The whole time he was catching his breath.
Oh, okay.
And then he would come back and rock out, you know what I mean? So I was like learning stuff like that from him, like how to manage your breath control and, you know, manage the stage and manage the audience and all of that stuff. So a lot of that stuff I picked up.
That's dope. I didn't know he was on Arsenio, good brother.
Yeah. Dance,
Mm-hmm.
a little dancing thing on there. Two-step. Yeah.
Jace, what's good?
B-side. I don't know if a lot of people heard this. Some of y'all may have. I picked it up on a whim. Shout out to Sweetback, Sade's band. They've got 2 solo albums, but the B-side to Cherish the Day, the remix is on the B-side.
From Sade, Cherish the Day?
Sade, Cherish the
I
Day.
never heard that joint.
Dope bass line on it. It kind of goes with the original, but if you like Cherish the Day, you will like the remix. It's on the B-side.
Wow.
My remix is Das Effects is Real Hip Hop.
Pete Rock.
Shout out to Pete. That Move sample was at Gershon. Help me out, guys. I know you know who it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Putting me on the spot.
So we were playing NBA Live, and I was kicking it up, right?
All the good black stories start off with we were playing NBA Live. All the good black
I was
stories.
kicking his ass, right? So all of a sudden, I just remember I got studio, man. I gotta be down there in 30 minutes. What? Yo, come on, man. All right, so he's like, all right, I gotta cut the game off. Oh, damn, all right, busting your ass, cut the game off. All right, so he cuts the game off. We go downstairs, and he stands in front of the SP, and then, all the equipment. He's standing there, and then you see him kind of like, all right, I got it. He just starts grabbing stuff. 15 minutes later, I lie to y'all not. We walking out the door. The remix is on the disc, and we walking out the door. 15 minutes later. I got it. Hurry up. He quickly put that joint together. I'm like, oh shit, okay. It sounds crazy. All right, and he started putting shit. All right, I got it. All right, we out. And I went down, and I didn't hear. I heard it. But then when he played it in there, it was the big speakers, and I was like, oh, this shit it's so simple, but it's crazy as
Right.
hell. Yeah, so it was a 15-minute jump.
That's amazing.
Was that one pass, one take for him to do that? And I'm asking this because the technology on the SP is a lot different than the machine and Renaissance. Those floppy disks, you got to put in, you got to wait for it to boot up. Was that one pass? Do you remember?
I think he put all of those sounds in one.
One floppy disk.
Yeah, one disc.
All right, your brother.
Just that, because it wasn't like it wasn't loops and stuff involved.
Brother, I know that's what's so scary, yo.
Yeah, little sounds there and there. So yeah, that was one disc.
So my
I think just the
And the bass notes. Your brother is disgusting.
I think the craziest part about that, and it's dope to me just as a producer, that you said like he just looked at the SP and it was kind of like in his mind, contemplating like, what am I gonna do? And then just being to be like, okay, go. And then just, that's amazing.
Batman is one before it's all
Thank you, G.I. Joe.
And then for my exclusive is a Vivian Green Dilla remix. I forget the name of the song, but the drums on it, it just caught me the first time I heard it. And I'll get you.
Vivian Green?
Vivian Green remix. I forget the name of the song, but it's a Dilla remix.
All right, what you got for your last one, DJ Iran?
For remixes, I actually had one and I lost it. I mean, this conversation just opens up your mind.
And if
so
you're
much
done, I've
more
got a
stuff.
million that I got to shout out before we leave.
It's a bunch of them, but I want to definitely do another B-side because I think, like again, B-sides I push the culture forward, at least for me, before the MP3 came. Another culture-pushing B-side that really made people rethink, maybe you could trigger something different with an artist. I'm going to go with another one. I'm sorry for dipping in your R&B space. I really liked Ali Shaheed Muhammad's remix of Faith Evans. Used to love him.
I did too. Yes,
Where she had D'Angelo play keys on it for her. It sounds like a classic tribe record, and it gave her a different texture. Like Chucky gave her, for lack of a better word, gave her an urban backdrop, and I think that the Ali Shaheed Muhammad remix gave her somewhat of an urban track, but more of a bohemian urban backdrop song. And she sounds excellent on it, no matter what.
Okay.
No matter what. A rarity. A lot of the rarities, guys, that I really loved ended up being released. One of them was mine was an LL Cool J song that I heard played, and then it ended up on Mr. Smith. It's a song called No Airplay.
Yes. Whoa, wait, that song though. You ever listen to them lyrics?
He's murdering people, and it's one take.
But it's really homoerotic, man. Like seriously, man. Like he's saying some real wild ass shit.
On No Airplay?
Yeah. The jam that you love,
You get in no airplay.
Dr. Seuss did it, Chad Elliott.
Yes.
Yes,
That's the
yo.
same guy that did You Can't See.
Yes, yo, the stuff he's saying, it's like you're saying this about a dude. You're gonna do this to a dude up your backside and all.
Yeah, I remember that line. That is ugly.
It was kind of
No. I remember that.
Ain't that the Watnus?
Yeah, I'm somebody sliding out. And I'm
Yeah.
coming in your inside. I'm coming out your backside.
Whoa,
I'm gonna pick another record. The beat is crazy. The same face.
Yeah, false start.
No, the beat is crazy though. I heard the beat.
And
No, I
the
go
famous
with you
words
with
of
the
these
beat,
trap
though.
records. I'm stopping that.
The beat is crazy though. I go with you.
Another unreleased joint. Gosh, guys, because you guys have really went through a lot of the things that I really like. A remix that I know I have them, guys. Just they're all rattling through my head. I'm trying to think of another important. Do you mind if you give me a couple of seconds and you guys go and maybe come back to me? I'm sorry.
You got anything else, Jay?
Remix, yeah, y'all said on my remix, but my last B-side is I'm a stats lover, so I did Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions was a B-side. It was a B-side to Behave Yourself. And, you know, that wasn't supposed to be a hit, but they made it a B-side and an A-side, and we got that now, so that's my last B-side.
I don't know what you be smoking, dude, that you stats.
I told you I'm a stats lover, though.
I'm gonna run through a couple real quick. We got, for remixes, I got Black Sheep Similac Child remix. That what the video was for, which was crazy, just slowed everything down. I got the remix for Give the People What They Want from EPMD, which was the video version. You got Buck 'Em Down and the Got You Open. I got you. Thank you. That both were crazy. And again, showed the growth of Buck. I think as an MC, because when you listen to the original Got You Open and listen to this one, it's two totally different MCs.
That Buck 'Em Down record, I was walking down 4th Avenue in Mount Vernon, and there's a record store called Yellowbird Records that was there. It burnt down since then, but it was there. And I'm walking down, and Mr. Henry knew, he knew my dad and Jamaican dude. He owned a record shop, and I hear Buck 'Em Down coming out the record shop. Boom, boom, and I hear the rhymes. I'm like, yo, who the hell is that? Like, so I go in. I said, Mr. Henry, who is that? Some guy, Black Moon. Them call it Black Moon. Them call it Black Moon. I go, Buck 'em. Yo, give me that. On the set. Buck 'Em Down remix on the set. On the spot, yo. I heard it. Walked in, copped it on spot. That was
What was the gentleman's name?
records that I've done that. Mr. Henry. God
Brother,
bless his
if
soul.
I get a chance to record a problem, I'm going to get you as Mr. Henry. Like it's going to be something like, Mr. Henry, oh, boy, all right. Stay out of my shop, all right. I'm going to get you to do Mr. Henry. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that,
Mr. Henry.
Mr. Henry.
Yeah, Buck 'Em Down.
Yeah. And the last two I get before we dead them all, we get the De La Buddy remix. I'm gonna shut up because
I'm just gonna pass this time around.
I'm gonna stop.
You've taken 3 already.
I apologize. I really do. With the B-sides, I'm gonna go with, it's off the Pete and CL Lots of Love and 12 Inch. It's Not a Game. That was crazy. Oh God, I remember. You
Initially, I wasn't. I was a fan of the beat.
Thank you.
And then
Yo, tell them they need to hear what the
Rise.
beat sound like before it went to the
Yeah,
studio.
yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazier than what
You
we
can
had.
still hear it. You can still hear Ozzy Brothers. In the lockdown.
It wasn't as muffled.
The filter wasn't as deep. It was hard as a rock. It's penitentiary metal.
Yeah, that beat was crazy.
All right, you got that on your phone?
No, I don't. I don't.
That's the question for Grab. Got that on your phone?
The Black Sheep's Still in the Ghetto, which was a B-side, off of some lag, 12-inch.
Yo, you get a handshake for that.
Oh, good.
Because that is Drez, I think,
At his
rhyming at his best. And overlooked, my favorite line is he has a line in there. He says, "I stand out like a black on a 48 Harvard team." And I knew that went above all my friends' heads. But then, and I was like, yo, this guy's killing me. They're like, oh, it'll be this and that. I was like, no, he's not just this and that. If you listen, you'll hear that he's a superior MC. But, but honestly, guys, let's take a look at what that really means, though. And, of course, Jay-Z already said, oh, I've been rapping like common sense. I made 4 minutes. So what if your most minimal thing is the thing that changed your life? So what if you're this person who went to culinary school for 20 years and you get famous for your oatmeal?
That's crazy.
You went to architect school and your thing that changed your life was making birdhouses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got really that's a lot to take in. That's like you wonder what the universe is trying to tell you. You got real one. So Drez, yes, his biggest claim to fame might be one of his easier rhymes, and I'm sure he wished people had listened to his full body work to hear how dynamic an MC he was. How dynamic an MC.
He's still making music too.
Yeah.
And then the other 12-inch I got, it was off the Run DMC Can You Rock It Like This 12-inch, which was Together Forever. That was off of that. And then, I don't know what 12-inch this was off of, but it was a B-side, Ultramagnetics, the chorus line.
It was all Traveling Speed of Light.
Traveling Speed of Light.
With
the first time that we heard Tendon. So, yeah.
It's a good B-side.
That's that. What you got for your last joint, Brad?
I ain't got nothing for the B-sides. I had a lot of remix for my B-sides. I'm pretty much, the remix, I have Without You, the Jay Dilla remix.
For Lucy Pearl, yeah. That's the
And for my exclusives, didn't really have anything. I just want to do some honorable mentions. The making of the record props, I was there for that. Grand Poobah's demo references for the creator. And what's the joint? Soul Brother #1. And Eric Sherman actually did a demo in the basement before.
I got that. Believe it or not, I have that.
You have that Eric Sherman demo?
I have 2 songs.
Eric Sherman.
You always talk about coming over my house. I gotta come over your house, big.
Dog, you one of them people, dog. Like you want my chicken tender, and you got 100-piece nuggets. You want my one chicken tender, and you got 100-piece nuggets. You're that guy. You're that guy. Oh, what's that? You got 100-piece. You got 100-piece. But for the interesting B-side record I want to do, I want to talk about Diamond D's the front record. You can't front Jack with Sadat X. That was the beginning of Buck Wild. That was the beginning of Buck Wild. Again, the project had been out a while, so they needed something to refresh.
Right.
I don't want to say the brand, because since the internet, everybody's throwing brand around, but to refresh the audience that you were still making new material. Like, wait till you hear what I got coming. Right. So I'm gonna go with that.
And I'm gonna veg it back on that with the remix for Punch Up Up to Get
You beat that.
Diamond D.
Diamond D one.
That was tough.
Because that was not the video, was not the original. That's for the reasons.
That's a dope one. Oh, and one more, a rarity. Thank you, Brain. There is a unreleased. You can find it on YouTube. Lauryn Hill. She remember that live album she did. You know, people didn't really get it. It was interesting. There is a actual recorded version of one of those songs that she did called Rebel.
Really?
Mom, I'm sorry. Howard Universe said, nigga. Nigga. Wow. It's transformative, man. You really see that she had really stepped into some spiritual place that a lot of people can't follow. And it requires a lot of sacrifice at that level of spirituality and be an artist.
And she did that too.
And she did it. Who's going to say, I have the biggest record in the world and I'm walking away from the industry that makes me feed my kids, do everything for me, but it's wicked in there. I can't stay in there. It changed my life, changed my parents' life, will change the rest of my kids' life. Even though my kids are Bob Marley, so their life is forever taken care of, but still transformative. I walk out of that room. Now, let's take a look at that, guys. Think about that. Find out the thing you most wanted in your life, and you go in that room, and it's everything you're against. The thing you want the most in your life, or the thing you worked the hardest for, the things you sacrificed for, you had people help you, you called in favors, you did everything to get in that room, and you get in that room and they're doing everything you're against. Are you brave enough to walk out?
Integrity.
Are you going to walk out the room and say, Mom, that $30,000 you spent on me doing that, it's crazy in there? It's crazy in there?
That's why I'm on this podcast and not the Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, good brother.
That's why I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
That's a leap of faith. So shoot, I won't go down my staircase without the light on. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry.
No, real talk.
Nah, real.
Careful what you wish for.
Jace, what's your last joint, speed?
Oh man, this one is not really a rarity because it ended up coming out on an album, but initially it was released on the High School High soundtrack, the Winter Wars. It ended up on Iron Man.
Best Capadonna verse ever.
Ever.
Man. Yep.
That was
Man,
fire.
Mental, what's good,
What's
brother?
the deal, Kill?
Alright.
Told you I was coming.
Thank you, good brother. Good to see you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's been a minute.
The Benita Applebaum remix with the Ozzy Brothers, Between the Sheets,
Extended
Yeah.
and brain fart. But I'm good. You stole two green.
I
He said you stole.
Ramble off the rest of this list. I got Mobb Deep Shook One too. A lot of times people forget there was
That's
an original
the one.
Shook
Yeah,
One.
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, it was because it was the original.
Oh, you know what you
Shook
got to
One.
add to for the Monty one? Because remember, The Shining wasn't on anything either
It wasn't?
until the next album came out.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Shining.
you're right. You're right.
The Shining.
Yep.
That's dope.
Right. The Extra P Resurrection remix for Common, which was stupid.
Only reason I didn't say that because I thought that would be on everybody's list.
And the
Yeah.
Light remix.
The light. Oh,
Light remix.
The Light
the Dilla's
The
light
Dilla one
remix is
with
very-
Erica on it.
Yes, with Erica on it.
Yeah.
With Erica on it. That's a good one.
The Large Professor Gotta Get Over remix
Hard.
for Gangsta. To me, which is like the first time I like something Primo did better than Primo. That Jay's In My Lifetime remix.
Oh, Jay-Z, let me add, B-side, I don't know if it ever got released on anything. Don't forget that Tupac disc he did with Sauce Money, Dead or Alive.
I don't even know.
Jay-Z and Sauce Money is on the flip side. It is, you got a hustle, one of those,
Was Pac still alive?
yeah.
Because I always
That's
felt
why
Jay
it never got
shot to that.
released. Dead or Alive, Jay-Z and Sauce Money
I need to
taking George Bush level shots
find
in
that.
Tupac Shakur.
Alright, I need to look for that.
And you remember your man Jay said, and Jay's always said that everything gets
Oh,
addressed.
let me just put this
Everything
out.
gets addressed with Jay-Z.
There is a remix to Sense of Attention.
What?
Song or the,
There's a remix to it.
say that to your
I'm trying
phone.
to-
Say it to
no,
your
it's
phone.
not. I'm trying to get it. Bro. I'll tell you later.
Home Depot's that way. We can get the duct tape. Jay.
We gotta take a trip on.
Oh, Pete, I never wanted to pistol whip you, but bro, it's got to happen.
But I guarantee you, he can't find it either.
Okay.
I guarantee you, because I don't know what happened with all the. I think he still has all of the.
The session tapes and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Green Street.
Okay.
Because you know Green Street shut down.
Right.
That was his house, man. He had all that stuff there. So
That was Public Enemy's house too.
yeah, definitely. Good. I'm sorry.
The Streets is Watching soundtrack. Murdergram with Jod, DMX, and Jay. That song and that beat, nah.
That was
Top five.
That was tough.
Top five.
It was supposed to be a super group.
Yep.
Yeah. That would have been fun to watch.
That was the original Murder Inc.
Yeah, it was.
The Back At You remix from Mobb Deep off the Sunset Park soundtrack. Yeah, with the Bumpy's Landing joint. Mob Survival of the Fittest remix. I know a lot of people ain't really like it. I messed with it. Special Ed's I'm the Magnificent remix.
Some people like that. I mean,
The
I
video
like the
version was
original
like
better,
dope.
but the
Yeah,
remix was
that. The take the Cooley High Camp Low Paradise remix from Ski, where he used the Michael Jackson Paradise. Now is the time. Now you and Pat. That joint. The Tribe, Can I Kick It? Speed
Now let's go back. We gotta be silent for a little bit.
We got take a moment. That was crazy. We used to play that strictly hip hop.
And you know what?
I would play
Let
the
me add to that
instrumental.
Camp Low piece. Don't forget, Can You Soft?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another B-side that wasn't
Right.
on the album.
What about the joint they did with Ishmael?
That was
Oh,
on
you
the album.
talking about
Swing was on the album.
Yeah.
Swing was on the album.
the
That was on the
album.
album. Swing was on the album.
Yeah. Roadrunner Chi Ali, the Beat Nuts remix, and Large Professor It's a Boy, Slick Rick.
The Roadrunner.
Yes.
Is,
Yeah.
Yes.
the mid part of what's that record Pete from Making the Soul, but no, not that jump. Damn, I can't think of the name of the jump. But the
Act
mid
Like You
part,
Know.
the little bridge part.
Act Like You Know joint?
Yeah. Is it Act Like You?
Yeah, Act Like You
Act
Know.
Like You Know. Yeah, Act Like You Know. The bridge part, that's what that whole record is. The whole
That's
sample.
Okay.
That was
I
the
didn't even know
sample
that.
before Lemonade remix.
Oh, okay.
Is the same. I think it's
Yeah, it is.
Blue
Yeah,
Diamonds
you're
or
right.
something,
That
I'm not
is.
sure.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. That is the wrong one.
They use that.
Alright.
Took that and used it as a
R&B remixes for you, JR, because I know this is your man. For people who don't know, JR is a manager. He man, so if you out looking for a manager,
Oh, I know where you going.
man.
I know where he going. I know where he going.
He will throw.
I know where he going. I know where he going.
Let it happen,
You have
bro.
no
Let it
idea.
happen. Let it
Yes, you
happen.
are. I know where you
The
going.
Do What I Gotta Do, remixed by Ralph Tresvant.
Manage
The
Ralph,
one-
man.
No, no.
managing
We
Ralph.
got into a
He
big argument
fights.
about this.
He fights for his
Nah.
artists. Like when he gets serious, I'm like, you must manage these
You
people.
man,
He manages Maya, don't you say nothing bad about Maya.
He tripping because that's a lie.
Okay, but Ralph, you don't say nothing bad about it. So, the Do What I Gotta Do remix from Ralph Tresvant, that was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope, the video version. The remix to BBD's When Will I See You Smiling Ass, that's when they used to make the video versions, would be the remixes. Bobby's Rock With You. And I didn't like it at first until the video version. And then,
Was that the live one?
Nah, that's Roni.
Okay,
That's Roni,
yes,
what you
yes,
think
yes,
about.
yes.
He brought Shorty on stage.
Yes, yes.
And I Found My Smile Again by D'Angelo off the Space Jam soundtrack.
Wow.
So,
Yo, you know D'Angelo's been on his name's been mentioned
a couple of times.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still gotta find this thing with D and Mary because I'm like a big D fan and I had no idea he did anything with her.
A big D fan sounds bad. Change that.
You're right.
All you gotta do is hit the pause.
Y'all know what I meant.
Yes.
But what were you gonna say?
JD's Revenge, got till it's gone.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the remix to that. To Janet's.
Broke an ankle on
It's
that.
crazy.
Well, but that was his record anyway, right, guys?
Right,
That was his record.
Is that on top? I guess. Okay.
Ah.
I'm like, hey, it's time to go.
I was like, yo, I didn't mean dump take us. I didn't mean dump take us. Jeez.
Alright, but yeah, so dope show. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
A lot of dope
Always awesome.
remixes. A lot of-
Audience. Thank you.
Alright, man, where can they get at you? Are you on social media?
Social media, the same stuff. DJ_Iran, spelled like the country Iran, IRAN. Twitter, and again, Facebook, You guys think I'm a terrorist, so y'all won't let me use Iron as my name on Facebook. So
They won't.
No, I can't use Iron. I'm Lynn, my middle name, Lynn Waller.
Same people on Facebook, on Instagram.
Well, they need to have a company-wide meeting. Because
Get on the
I've
same
been on the
page.
same page. I've never been able to use, I've tried to change it and they be like, we won't allow it, we won't allow it, we won't allow it. Like, that's my real name. I'm not trying to be funny. That's my real name. So, Facebook, Lynn Waller, Twitter and Instagram, of course, DJ_Iron. That's where I'm at.
Music Soul Nick on Twitter, Instagram.
No, that's not it. The website.
Oh, I'm sorry. Junior's World of Soul. Yeah, I'm gonna actually be on the radio on Monday, on Thursday. I'm gonna be on the radio. Yeah, in New York, doing R&B music, talking about the artists that don't get the shine that they deserve. Because I'm getting sick of the same people on the radio all the time. So
and don't forget, we still love Ralph.com.
Yeah, so it's the goodness.
How did we get into that argument? Because I said Ralph didn't have the up-tempo bangers
right.
on his album. He doesn't.
Anyway, it's the goodness. It's 89.1 on Thursdays, and I'm gonna be doing top 5 R&B joints of the month. So check me out.
Proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Rap, where you at?
Real basic. I don't do a lot of social media, so I'm only on Twitter. Have named me Grap. That's my Twitter.
Can I ask you why you got off Instagram?
I wasn't never on there. I was never on.
I remember you had a handle. Have named me Grap, but that was only on Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I was on Facebook, but I got off of there too. So I'm only on Twitter. That's it. And yeah, that's it. Really, I ain't gonna give him a number.
That's funny.
Just holler. All right.
Jace?
On Instagram, JTyler0801, and on Twitter at JERIKTYLER.
And prayerfully, y'all know what it is with me. Kill889 on Twitter and IG. WillMakeBeatsForFood.com. Thank you again to Gadget. Thank you to Zach. Thank you for the American Thank you guys for coming out. It's cold. People got on hoodies and coats. So I appreciate y'all. Long live fight. No doubt. So keep it locked, y'all.
I wanted to give you my list before we turn off the camera.
Please.
For B-side, I had Smooth the Hustler, Broken Language.
With the A-side hustler.
That was
Yes.
That was the B-side. It's the A-side was
was a B-side.
And for remixes, it's a tie. I have Redman and Method Man, How High remix. The version everybody likes is actually the remix.
Same thing with Keith Murray's first single.
The Rhyme?
No,
How did I forget Jay Dilla's remix to The Rhyme?
The Rhyme.
No, Keith Murray, the remix with the most beautiful. That's the remix. That's not the original.
Yeah.
The video version.
Yeah.
The video version is actually the remix. That's the one that blew up. The other one is hard, like ghetto hard.
I also had it's the only Shy song I like, the Shy Marley Marl remix with Jay-Z. And for the exclusive, I'm not sure if it was engineering work, but the song with Lord Tariq, Jay-Z, and OC. Lord Tariq, Jay-Z, and OC.
I can't know that record.
It's not that big. Yeah.
And you know what? One with a quick story I forgot. The Smith & Wesson remix to Recognize. That uses the Grover Washington sample.
They did that.
Right. They did that because when Still went to the Beatminers and said we want to use this Grover Washington thing, the Beatminers being diggers was like, nah, I'm not just looping. That's what Will Smith and them just rhymed off of. So Still produced it himself because the Beatminers was like, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Harder than just
all right, let's plug in Rap's phone. Let's go.
Well, one second. Zoom in on me if you can, man. Zoom in on me.
Uh-oh. Talk to the camera.
I'm gonna talk to the camera right now, man. Because I said something last night on Twitter. I said, look, y'all. There's Drake, somebody who doesn't write his rhymes, dissing Joe Budden, like 4 years late, somebody who does write his rhymes. I woke up this morning to a Twitter uproar. Look, y'all, this is what I realized, and my wife helped me to see this. When we were growing up, we were fans of people. I'm a fan of Grant, but I'm not a follower. okay? It's a PSA, y'all. Stop being followers out there. To all the youth out there, I know there ain't a lot of fathers in the house. I work in the hoods in DC. There's no uncles. I understand there's no OGs, okay? So you growing up under your moms, I understand. But you know what? I'm like Jesus, y'all. I will be the father to the fatherless. Okay? Come talk. Y'all young dudes that don't get it, come holler at me, man.
Don DeMarco.
Nah, I'm being serious, y'all, because this is a problem that's happening in our community. I'm joking about it, but it's a real problem. It's a real problem, y'all. When I mentor kids, and Jace, I salute him. He comes out, he mentors with my kids. There are no men in these neighborhoods, okay? None of them. So we're wondering why all these boys got this certain swag to them. They grown up under their aunties, their grandmas, their moms. Y'all stop swallowing these dudes, for real. Because all these people who I'm talking to, I'm like, Drake don't write their rhymes. You know what they replying? They replying with stuff like, well, who cares about Joe Budden? We ain't talking about that, my nigga. Stay on topic. Right. Drake don't like writing rhymes. I like Drake. I got like 3 Best of Drake mixtapes I made. But he's not an MC. And y'all don't have to defend him. It's okay to like somebody and not have to come back and be like, but yo, who cares about Joe Budden? But yo, he got, somebody tweeted me what he won so many awards. That's black excellence.
Yeah, I saw that.
He got 13 Billboards awards. Hashtag black excellence.
I couldn't believe that.
Yo, stop swallowing these dudes. Learn to be a fan, but stop being a follower, y'all. Stop it. It's getting back. I think these male groupies be pushing past the girls trying to get the Drake in the hotel. Stop it. Stop it, y'all. Come on. Let's stop.
Yeah,
That's it.
Damn.
This podcast is now named Fuck Your Remix. Fuck Your Remix, Fuck Your B-Side, and Fuck Your Exclusive. Oh my God. Woo! Thank you, kid.
No, man, we gotta stop it, man. We gotta raise these
Kill the shorty, but kill her.